Hello, my name is John McAvoy and I work for the Federal Records Center program of the National Archives and Records Administration. This module will demonstrate a suggested method for using the internal agency records transfer approval process, allowing for an internal quality control and inspection process of the data of a new records transfer prior to sending it to a Federal Records Center. Let's take a look. To demonstrate the internal agency approval process, what I've done is I've created a records transfer, and I did the save and finish later function where it is held in initiated status. And now I'm going to drill down on this records transfer and show you that I have selected Susan Super here as the agency transfer approver. And now what I'm going to do is select the Continue button. And you'll notice again that I get the Forward to Approver button, and that's what I'm going to select, where I get our message that it's been submitted for internal review and approval. So now I'm going to log out of the system and log in as Susan Super. Susan, as a matter of routine, will log into her ARCIS account and navigate to Records Transfers, and will then navigate to the Approve action, which is where she will approve transfers created by others. And now I am going to resort this in descending order on created date, and now the transfer that I just submitted to Susan is here at the top. Susan's job now is to drill down on the transfer number, and you will notice that all of the fields are available for editing by Susan, and Susan has a few options here. If Susan likes the transfer as is, she can simply come up here and click Submit to FRC, and now the Records Center will be able to put it through its own approval processes before moving this records transfer to approved status. Similarly, if Susan sees something wrong, like perhaps the disposition date was calculated wrong, Susan could go in and change the disposition date herself and then navigate to Submit to FRC and submit it that way. But one method, if Susan's the type of supervisor who wants the creator of this transfer to learn from his or her mistakes, is to use the comments field. So what Susan could do is write something to the effect of, please rethink the DAU. Thanks. And what she would then do is navigate back up top and click instead the Request Corrections box. And she then gets a message that says it's been submitted for corrections, and using your training aid entitled ARCIS Statuses by Category, you will see that there is a status in my agency workspace entitled Corrections Requested. So now I have to log back out again and log in as ARCIS Student 1. And again, as a matter of routine, I go into Records Transfers, Records Transfer Create, and I know to look for things in Corrections Requested status. So now what I have to do, if you're using this suggested method, is I drill down on the transfer, and I see Susan's comments here, or my approver's comments. Please rethink the DAU. So as I look at this, maybe it was just a simple change where I have to change the B to a C. Now I can communicate back to Susan and something in the comments field, and maybe type something like fixed. And now come up here and click the Continue button. And once again, forward it to approver. And now the transfer is back in review requested status, and it is now visible to Susan once again in her approve capability, where Susan will look at it. This time, hopefully, she'll be happy with my effort, and she will blot out the comments field, because the Records Center doesn't need to see your internal comments, and then she will click the Submit to FRC button. Now, many times when I train this specific module, customers ask if there is an email notification that comes from the system notifying either the creator of the transfer or the approver of the transfer that they have work to do regarding a new transfer. And the simple answer is no, there is not. There is an email capability within the system. However, with each change in status, and if you look at your statuses cheat sheet, you will notice there are many, many statuses, and it would generate an email for each and every change in status. And most customers that we spoke to when we were developing the ARCIS customer portal said, I get enough emails as it is. Please do not turn that functionality on. We'll just look at it as a matter of routine. And that concludes the functionality on how to use the suggested internal agency approval process for quality control and inspection of data prior to submission of a records transfer to an FRC. As always, help is available for the ARCIS customer portal. You can access a wealth of information at the ARCIS website, as well as access to all of the training manuals for all of the available components of ARCIS. Link to that via www.archives.gov/FRC/ARCIS. There too you will find a link for the ARCIS Help Desk entitled Get Help, and that will provide you with information about the hours of operation for the ARCIS Help Desk in St. Louis, as well as their phone number and an email address. And lastly, you can contact your ARCIS administrator. Hello, my name